Back to basic in art education in Corona time. The contribution of arts to the lockdown at home. Why visual arts in education? Because visual art is a fundamental language for the people from the early childhood to the maturity. This language is part of the collective and social culture. Because visual images conveys a particular knowledge. A specialized training is needed for the creation and appreciation. Because our experiences and our life is increased and based in visual images. What's visual art for? To develop critical attitude, making judgments on qualitative aspects of experience and qualitative relationships. To become aware that problems can have more than one solution, in the same way that the questions can have more than one answer. To realize the multiple perspectives of experience. There are many ways to see and interpret the world. To stimulate the adapt to the circumstances and context. To know widely and to develop multiple and multimodal literacy. To realize that small differences can have large effects. To think through and within media and material. The visual arts use images to become real. To say what cannot be said. Develop the poetic capacities. To experiment, to discover and to express a great variety of sensorial cues and feelings. To solve the problems in creative way, innovation and take risks, entrepreneurship. The art's position, even the lack, in the school curriculum symbolizes what society believes is important. Visual art is a meaningful symbol system used to communicate human experiences, feelings, beliefs, and ideas. Artists strive to make works that skillfully communicate with their audiences and that follow artistic rules that their community understands. All human beings have language and cultural art forms. They are built from basic units in the same way that oral or written language. Art is based on basic elements such as line, shape, and color. The basic elements are arranged by a syntax or grammar. Syntax is the set of rules that make the sounds of a language understandable. Art also follows a set of culturally determined rules that make it meaningful. For example, drawing objects smaller and higher up on a piece of paper is one way artists in our culture indicate distance on a flat surface. Language is culturally specific. There are worldwide differences in art forms that can make them unintelligible to people of other times and cultures. Any interpretation or translation by those outside the time and place of the creation will be influenced by their own cultural heritage. Today, we see the art of the past as nobody saw it before. We actually perceive it in a different way. Visual art is a learned symbol system. We use symbols to communicate ideas. These symbols are highly complex, requiring the audience to provide the context and linkages. Without education, this would be meaningless. It is through interaction with others in our own culture that we learn the complex meanings and relationships embodied in the cultural symbols. Language is learned only in social communities. Artistic activities require shared and learned patterns of behavior, belief, and feeling. Children raised in isolation do not learn to speak. If artistic activity disappears in isolation, a language is not used is soon forgotten. Fluency disappears, and one struggles to say the simplest phrases. When it is used, there are often unhappy results and unsatisfied sensations because the lack of the skills needed to express the complex ideas require the mature level of thinking.